Hi, welcome to Future Dragon Rocket. I am not Ryan Reynolds. All right, so this is going to be my review, reaction, recap video for Andor Episode 8. Only 4 more episodes to go. And I think what we're leading up to, these last 4 episodes and the Season 1 finale, is basically going to be a prison break kind of plot line, because we're going to get like Luthen and Vel and all the other characters to break Andor out of prison. So I think that's where the last 4 episodes of the show are going. That's kind of where the second half of the season is going now, and I'm wearing my favorite hoodie, Detroit Against the Galaxy, because it's cold here in Texas this morning. The episode starts with Andor being put in an Empire slave labor prison. Really uncomfortable to watch and see all these other prisoners being forced into slave labor for committing no crime. We see Karn in his boring job for the Empire that he's got. We see Miro in an ISB meeting. Karn kind of shoots his professional, if you will, shot with Miro, trying to get a new job, trying to get a promotion, saying how he's very valuable to her investigation, I guess. But I gets shot down. Not sure if he's really going to be used too much going forward now that he's given his inside info to Miro. Andy Serkis, aka Gollum, shows up as some sort of manager in this slave labor prison system. Tay Kalma is back on Coruscant again in another meeting or party with Mon Mothma, and I'm not really sure if the story is going to go too much in the future. I think we may get like a few more, maybe like another conversation before like something happens in the finale. But that's a lot of talk. But we did get another mention of Palpatine. I forget who said it, but someone in the conversation or around Mon Mothma says that Palpatine is frustrated. It was really cool that we got another Palpatine name drop though. And 30 shifts later, or who knows, maybe 30 days later, maybe Cassian Andor has now been in this slave labor prison camp for 30 days. But he notices one of his fellow prisoners is using sign language to communicate with other prisoners in various different like hallways or rooms as they're getting like moved around the prison camp. That's a really interesting little storyline. I assume that those are rebels that they're going to meet up with or team up with in the future. The other option is that that guy that's doing sign language is basically ratting Cassian out. Like he's telling someone else, like, "Hey, Cassian Andor's here. You need to let so and so know because we know that there's a high price on his head." So those are the two options I think why his fellow prisoner was using sign language to communicate with someone else. Back on Ferrix, Vel and Cinta are on Ferrix looking for Andor, but no one knows where he is. Aunt Petunia doesn't know where he is. Bix doesn't know where he is. No one knows where Cassian Andor is. Bix is trying to call Luthen. Luthen doesn't answer the galactic phone. But this guy that guy that has like this satellite phone in the back of his garage, his name is Pack, Paak, and the next day, I guess, the Empire comes for Pack, and then they know that Bix is involved with him, and Bix has been using his satellite phone. So the Empire is now after Bix. The Empire captures both Pack and Bix, and Miro is now on Ferrix as well. So we have Vel, Cinta, and Miro on Ferrix. Everyone's looking for Cassian Andor. No one knows that he's actually been arrested and is in this slave labor prison camp. So after Luthen ignores the phone call from Bix, he travels off world and he meets up with dun 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 Saw Gerrera. We finally get Saw Gerrera. We last saw him in Rogue One in 2016. We also saw him in the Rebels show, which that was season 3 that we saw Gerrera in Rebels. So I think season 3 was also like the same year, 2016, that Rogue One came out too. So we haven't seen. I don't think we've seen Saw Gerrera in anything since 2016. So pretty cool to see Forrest Whitaker playing that character again. But Luthen is essentially trying to hire Saw Gerrera, and Saw Gerrera is like, I'm not for hire. Like I do my own thing. I'm independent, and there is no deal. Luthen doesn't end up hiring him. There's no sale. There's no deal. But a really good political discussion between the two is happening. Saw Gerrera is mentioning just about any type of political affiliation that you could be a part of in the galaxy. Then Luthen calls Saw Gerrera a anarchist and how he doesn't have the luxury to be an anarchist. But that conversation between Luthen and Saw Gerrera is probably one of the is probably top 3 conversations of the whole season 1 of Andor. So there's only 4 episodes left. I really hope we see Saw Gerrera again, but pretty much everyone except Luthen and Mon Mothma are on Ferrix looking for Cassian Andor. So 4 episodes to go, and I think it's all leading up to a prison break. So I think the last episode of the season is going to be like a prison break style episode. And they dropped all 3 episodes at the beginning of the season all in one day. So the first 3 episodes were really short and quick. They went by really fast. This actually dropped. Episode 8 dropped today as the longest episode already. So this episode 8, was called Narkina 5. I guess that's the name of the ship or planet for the slave labor prison camp. And it clocked in at 56 minutes, longest episode of the season so far. We got 4 more to go. I highly recommend this show. I think any Star Wars fan should be watching it. It doesn't have too many Easter eggs. I mean, all the Easter eggs are like really in Lothan's thrift store, if you will. So you don't really need to know too much about the whole history of Star Wars to be watching this. So if you've not seen every Star Wars show, if you have not seen every Star Wars movie, you don't have to. Andor is an excellent standalone show for anyone to watch, really. Book of Boba Fett, don't need to watch that. Kenobi, don't need to watch that. Bad Batch, you don't need to watch that. The probably one side by side type of show that you could watch that's kind of taking place at the same time as this is Rebels. So there's 4 seasons of Rebels to watch on Disney Plus as well, which is really good. There's a lot of characters in that show, so highly recommend this. This is the show of the year. Every episode, like, I don't want it to end. I've rewatched every episode probably 3 times already, and I'd say Andor is the show of 2022. My good definition of what's like the best is what's most rewatchable. Like, what do I want to rewatch the most? So I definitely think Andor has been better than House of the Dragon, actually, because I would like to watch Andor or rewatch Andor more than I would like to rewatch House of the Dragon. But you be the judge. Let me know in the comments what's the best show of 2022, because it's coming to a close. Halloween's just a few days away, and there's really no other shows for the rest of the year. There's no other Marvel shows for the rest of the year. There's no more House of the Dragon. I might get started on Rings of Power pretty soon. I have not even started that yet. But Andor is the last show of the year that I'll be watching. Another show I'm not doing videos for is The Walking Dead. They only have like 5 episodes left of their final season. So I'm watching that show. I'm not doing videos for that show because it's just kind of like dragged on too long. But check out Andor. It's really, really good. It's very well written. The dialogue is amazing. The cinematography is amazing as well.
Thanks so much for watching Future Dragon Rocket. Subscribe down below. Share on social media. See you next time.